group session, and we talked about essentials to 2021. Some things that you're doing to make a difference, not only in your career, not only at your job, at school, at home, but in your life. And we're so pumped that we talked to Joe the week after, Joe Flo, and we talked about essentials and doing the best with what you have. That's a power phrase here at Church on the Rock. And then the following week, last week, we talked to Erin Moore, and she's a visual merchandiser for Target. And she talked about leaders are creators, or leaders are carriers of the atmosphere, and how atmosphere is definitely attractive. So make sure you go back to those, look at the podcast, look at YouTube. It's all there, and we're all about adding value to your life. We're talking about essentials today. I got my man, Amens. Anthony Menzie in the building. I've known him for quite a few years now, and he is a YouTuber, a content creator, and he is on a roll right now. He is crushing and killing it. So will you welcome my man, Amens?
Yeah,
can we shake hands in this pandemic?
We can do that.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
I'm pumped about what you're doing. Tell us a little bit about what you do and where you are now with your content.
Yeah, so I'm a YouTube content creator, focused mainly on anime reactions and video gaming.
Anime, it's big, it's huge right now.
Facts. And also have a 9-to-5 too.
Yes.
I actually work for a Boeing company.
Hello.
I just want to put that out there to let people know that you can work on your side business and still have your career
Absolutely.
going too. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So you've really reached how many subscribers on YouTube? Because you create YouTube videos, and he has their name is Dragon Bros, right? The Dragon Bros.
Yeah, Double Dragon Bros.
Double Dragon Bros. I'm sorry, I messed that up. Make sure you would find it. You look for it. Double Dragon Bros. Him and you and your boy Mike create some really cool reaction videos. And how many subscribers do you have right now?
We're about to hit 80,000 subscribers.
80,000.
So, it's
That's
still
wild.
Hold
on. Let me just break it. Let it marinate for a minute, okay? Because sometimes we throw around numbers, and and I asked him to share that, by the way. He's like a little apprehensive about it because you want to make sure you're maintaining your thing. But 80,000 people subscribe. Say, I want to hear more of you each and every day, and you get to influence 80,000 at least, because there's more people that watch the actual videos.
Yeah.
But subscribers each and every month. Do you feel pressure? How do you feel?
I don't feel pressure at all. It's actually exciting.
Wow.
Just to see everything grow and to be able to keep reaching people and to reach globally is what we want to do.
Yeah.
Spread the word.
Yeah. Because anime is a global thing.
Yeah.
And you've taken your gifts, because he has a 9-to-5, and I'm sure you have a 9-to-5 as well, and say, hey, I'm going to work outside of these hours of the 9-to-5 to build, to grow, and create this business that you have, because it's not just a hobby, okay? If you create content, you know that it is a passion, it's a business, because it's making a really good amount of money, and it's really cool what God's been doing in your life. I mean, I see you got the J's on, you know what I'm saying? New whip as well, who this? And listen, it is really cool to see how God's been blessing him. He's blessing a lot of people because you have a heart to give and a heart to share. And I really appreciate it. We were having a conversation in my driveway. We were shoveling rock for landscaping a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
It was him and I. We were just shoveling and talking about not only creating content, but what God has for us. What's our purpose, And when it comes to creating content, so many people have the idea of, I want people to see me, and what am I going to get out of this? And it's all about me. But what you do, it's about the people. It's about the viewers, the audience.
Yeah.
First, before we jump into that, what are some things that you did and do to get to where you are now?
The main thing was to be consistent.
Be consistent.
And that's uploading 3 to 5 times a week, sometimes 7 times a week.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. You want to keep that algorithm going. And keep people constantly coming every day looking for your content.
Yeah.
So you can get that momentum and keep growing.
Consistency is key. I love it.
Yep. And then the second thing is also just focusing on just being yourself.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Once you be real with yourself and just be confident in yourself and not worry about trying to compare yourself to other people. People are going to look and see what's special within you, and they'll like you for that, love you for that.
Wow. First of all, the first point you hit was creating, 3 to 5, maybe 7 videos a week. That takes a lot of work. Because you're not only shooting, you're coming up with the idea, you're shooting the video, and then you're editing the video, and then posting it on YouTube and any other different sites as well. That takes a lot of time outside of your 9 to 5, and he's married, and I mean, has hobbies, and he serves here at Church on the Rock and Inspired and Kingdom. Listen, it takes time, but in order for you to be great, it's essential for you to put in the work. Exactly. Okay? And then when you jump over to, what was your second point? You make your videos, and then to be yourself. We talked about this recently because so many people are trying to be somebody else that they see are successful as opposed to being themselves. God created you to be you and to do what you are created to do. Why is it important, especially in the content creator YouTube game, to be yourself?
Because there are a lot of different people, content creators out on social media.
Yeah.
You know, and they can watch a particular person, and then they come and try to watch you, and if they see the same thing that they already saw, then they're just gonna go to that person. You know, you got to have something that sets you aside from other people, and
absolutely,
that's the important thing. That's what's going to keep people coming back to you, going back to you, and creating that audience and following.
I love that. You know, the theme of this talk that we're having, that's adding, I'm sure, value to your life, is essentials. It's a calling, not a job. And when you mentioned that you work a full-time job, and then outside of that, that's when you create your content, that says to me that you're passionate about what you do. Yeah. It's something that it's a calling. And some people look at social media as a job, and that's cool, but if you're passionate about it and this is what you love to do, then you're going to put in the extra man hours and work. And and you have to sacrifice as well, right?
Yeah. You know, I have plenty of arguments with the wife. You know?
Shout out to the missus.
Right, shout out to the missus. But, you know, it's all about communicating and gaining an understanding.
Yeah.
You know, if you're married, with your spouse, and just prioritizing everything. You know, families first, always.
Absolutely.
You know, then I take care of the house responsibilities. Mm-hmm. Then outside of that time, I do me. So that's staying up till 3, 4 in the morning. I'm gonna be up, you know, grinding.
Yeah. And I love that because he has priorities. And sometimes we feel like in order to make it, we have to take the Steve Jobs approach, or the Michael McCoby approach, or the very drastic forget everybody and I'm just gonna grind, and like you're successful in business but your relationships are crap, right? And we don't have to do that, right? You have to put in your hours, you gotta do what you gotta do and sacrifice, but you can have a great relationship with your family and be successful at what you do. So priorities are key, like you said. When people are starting out, we're going to talk about money in just a minute, how you can actually make some money at what you do. He's really good at doing that. So we're going to give you some really good advice on how to do that. But when it comes to content creators, what advice would you give someone that's just starting out, or someone that wants to make it an actual career?
Just starting out, I would say to use what you have. I know Joe Flo hit on that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Use what you have. So if you don't have a camera, or a fancy mic, use your phone.
Yeah.
Use the chair that you have.
Is that how you started out?
That's how I started out. Because if you just constantly waiting until you get the right equipment or right whatever, you're missing out on all that time. Time you can't get back. Money you can get back. Clothes, cars, or whatever. But time, you're wasting time. So just start. If you have that vision in your head, just use what you got and just start it.
I love that. Pastor said he learned that the greatest asset you have is time, but he kind of narrowed it down a little bit. He said the greatest asset you really have is focus. And how you use your time is key. Are you focusing while you're using that time? And we can't get that back. So when you're intentional about what you're doing, that's actually benefiting your life and hopefully benefiting somebody else's as well. How is it valuable to be honest and real in the content that you're creating? Okay, Joe said a couple weeks ago, you want to have, your content needs to have intent. So why is it valuable to be real in what you do?
It's valuable to be real because you may not know it, but you can see if somebody's fake on the screen.
Sure.
Because
there's a lot of people that are doing reviews, and
Yeah, and so when you're not really being honest or real or truthful, the viewer can be like, I don't know about that. Like it's so, I can't explain it, but it's like you can look and see it on their body, their tone, maybe it's their body language or the way they're looking or things like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you want to be 100% real with yourself, and
right.
people are going to feel that when you're being honest and you're being truthful. You know, it's going to be natural.
Yeah. And by you being real, you made such an impact in people's lives. Can you give us like an example of maybe somebody that's put something in the comments that really touched you?
Yeah, actually, somebody wrote.
It's pretty cool. You want to make sure that you are responding to your comments, by the way. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Even if it's a couple, respond to those people because that makes all the difference.
Yeah, somebody wrote. People write us all the time, and you know, I ignore negative comments. That's another thing.
We'll talk about that.
But it's at times where you get those positive comments on how you affected someone's life that's like really impactful.
Yeah.
And someone wrote us the other day. I'll just read a snippet of what he said. He said, I also want you guys to know that I appreciate you guys. Somehow I feel like you guys have helped me. I have some things I struggle with in life, and just being able to share this experience with you has made me feel like some of the struggles are a little more controllable now. I really mean that. I'm keeping it short without details because that's most of the reason why I'm sending you this message. I want you guys to know that you have helped me feel better about life, and you deserve a great year and Happy New Year.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Just to hear people say, just by us just chilling, watching something that we're passionate about and just being truthful is really just impacting people in a greater way than just anime, you know.
It's a calling, not a job. I'll say it again. It's a calling, not a job. When you're doing what you're created to do, and that's impact people, that's your purpose is to lead people to a God who's for them, help people discover His purpose for their life. That's when you get comments like that.
Yeah.
It's resonating with people. That's how you know you're in your lane. And it's not all about the good comments, because sometimes you get the bad comments as well.
Yeah.
How do you respond to people that are trolling you or just don't like what you do?
In the beginning, it was bad because I was just like taking everything on the head. I was just like, oh,
Gonna pull up on somebody?
Right. Like, talking on Twitter fingers. But over time, I just learned that it's really your opinion of yourself.
Yeah.
You know, don't let nobody else say anything negative or cause you to change on how you feel about yourself. If you feel good about your content and it's, you know, you put it out and you're proud of it, that's the only thing that matters. And you're gonna have thick skin because everybody's gonna have something to say about
Keyboard warriors over here.
And you can save a cat from a burning building. Somebody's gonna say something negative, you know.
Right.
You know, having that tough skin.
That's so true. And it's when you're creating content, you just expect everybody to love it because you do, right? There's going to be people that are sitting by the enemy to distract you, to destroy your confidence, but don't give up, don't lose hope. But you know, some people say that I don't read the comments at all, which I'm not sure if I subscribe to that all the way. That's something you can do if it's going to influence you in a very negative way. But sometimes it's good to get a pulse, get a temperature on what's actually going on, how people are reacting and responding to your content, so you can make some adjustments. Mm-hmm. So it's not, the negative is all not negative, it's really dependent upon how you take it, right? Mm-hmm. So you can flip it and you can actually say, hey, I'm going to adjust some things and see how that works. But you can't put all your stock in good comments, you can't put all your stock in bad comments. You got to stay in that middle area there.
I agree.
So we're going to talk about money. How can you make some money at creating content? And that's really the goal. And I know you love taking pictures and you love doing videos and all that, and that's cute. But really, deep down inside, you probably want to make some money at it, have a sponsor, have an advertisement, and see how you can actually make this a full-time thing, okay? So what are some ways to make money being a content creator?
The first way is by adding ads on your videos.
Okay.
YouTube, I believe, allows you to do that once you hit 1,000 subscribers.
Got it.
So once you do that, you're able to monetize your videos. The more views you get.
Wow. So 1,000 subscribers is that mark when you can start monetizing your videos.
Correct. And so the amount of views you get, you know, depends on, you know, how much money you make, because more people viewing that ad. And then the longer your video, the more ads you can place on the video.
Gotcha.
So that means more people doing more ads. Just more money.
Let me tell you something real quick. Okay, about these ads. I wish YouTube would stop putting ads in the middle of worship songs. You know, you in the middle of your worship and you deep in in the spirit and whatnot, and then all of a sudden, like, hey, are you depressed? Like, of course, I'm listening to worship. That's what. No, it's just important to make sure that you're building up to that 1,000 mark, so you can start monetizing your videos. So, what are some things to do to build up to the 1,000? Because some people are like, listen, I got like 2 subscribers. That's my mom and my sister.
Right. So that's the main thing. First point we talked about is being consistent.
Yeah.
Getting that momentum growing. I remember looking at 13 subscribers for like 2 or 3 months.
Wow.
And never waving or fading. And just kept at it.
Yeah. But you were consistent, and you really managed that 13 well.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a number. Just like you're talking to people.
That's good.
It's like you're talking to your homies.
Yeah.
It's like you're chilling. You know what I'm saying? So at 13, I was like, hey, all 14 of us, 15 of us, we gonna chill.
I love that.
Enjoy it.
Our paraphrase is the most important thing in life aren't things, but they're relationships.
Right.
And when you build a relationship at 13, and you're faced with the small, God bless you with the large. That's an essential thing right there. Let me tell you. So you said advertisements is one way to make some money with your content. What's another thing that you're doing to bring in income?
Also, you get donations once you build that relationship with people.
Okay.
Those long-standing people. I have people from 5 years ago.
Really?
That still show up and donate. Be like, hey man, I love you. Hey man, it's $100. You know what I'm saying? Somebody $500.
And you've never met these people?
Never met them in real life. Just off the strength of our relationship through the camera.
Man.
Also, another way to make money is you can create merch.
Okay.
You can use a third-party website like Teesprings or something, and they can collab with YouTube. And then when people view your videos around the description section, you'll see like a picture of your merch. So you got hoodies, mugs, or whatever. It's constantly promoting your merch, leading them to back to your merch.
One thing we talked about when we were shoveling rock was that having merch is to have merch. Okay. But when you're creating content that adds value to people's lives, then they are bought into you. So naturally, they want to buy some merch.
Exactly. They want some Double Dragon merch.
Come on, man. Come on now. So, and that's the thing. Some people want to just, if you're not in love with t-shirts, selling t-shirts, then maybe you should be in love with what you're being in love with. And then when people are in love with that too, they buy your t-shirt. So that's a good way to start, by the way. If you're having some trouble, jump on that content creation, and then it'll bleed over. And that other part was, advertisements, merch, donations, but what was that fourth one?
Patreon.
Patreon.
So Patreon is a whole different company aside from YouTube.
Yeah.
And you can use that to pretty much create anything you want.
And what's the basis of Patreon? Why would somebody go to Patreon?
They would go there to get extra rewards that you wouldn't normally get just from being on YouTube.
So bonus content.
Bonus content, never before seen footage, maybe behind the scenes. It could be whatever. And people will subscribe to your Patreon with different tiers that you can offer them, and they pay monthly for it, like a Netflix account or
that's
a
wild
Hulu account. And,
when it first came out, I was like, so people are paying extra money to see what they're seeing extra, but they're seeing what they can see for free, but they so bought into you and your brand that they want to pay extra, and they're getting a bonus. They're getting behind the scenes. They're getting a little extra clip. They're getting something extra, and stuff that you've already created for the most part. You can take some stuff and edit it, and and save it for later. So Patreon is a great way to do that, and you're doing well.
Doing well. Patreon is not blowing is my side job. I'll say that.
Get out of here! Really?
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
So I mean, it's doing great.
And Bowen fans, good money. They got benefits and all that. That's amazing.
Yeah. So you can pretty much do anything, not just YouTube. You can be a painter. Are you into cars or whatever you're into? You can go to Patreon and offer other rewards, different incentives.
I love that.
And have people, attract them to there.
I love that. And it all stems from consistency, really.
Yeah.
It's a calling, not a job. These are essential things that you need to glow up in 2021, because this year can't be like last year. Okay? All the things that you learned from last year, all the struggle, don't let it go to waste. Apply it this year in 2021. My word for this year is application. I want to apply those things. And the pastor's word for the year is focus. So we got to be focused. We got to apply these things. We got to practice properly, and that'll prevent some poor performance. Okay, that's a free one for you. So Anthony, amens, Double Dragon Bro. If you have people out here that are excited to start, they're excited to create something, is there any advice that you would give, any encouragement that you would give them as they're starting out and they were in your shoes just a couple of years ago?
Yeah, I would say, one, be yourself. Two, to look at other people in your field and see what they're doing. You know, seeing what works for them, and then use their avenue to create your own lane. Like, what are they not doing? You know, you can just start creating a different type of path, something new.
Right. Study your field. We're lifelong learners here.
Yeah.
Okay? Amens. The Double Dragon Bros. My name is Neil Hobson, Neely Time. This is Inspire Young Adults Essentials.
Yeah.
Okay? Essentials. It's a calling, not a job. Make sure you check this out. Share it with somebody that is a content creator as well. Go back and look at the prior weeks, and let's grow together. This is going to be an awesome and amazing year. We love you here at Inspire and Church on the Rock.